Hello, welcome to Cat Mama Tarot. This is a weekend reading, and I'm going to do a reading for each sign. One oracle card, one tarot card, quick and dirty, but hopefully deep too. That sounded bad and wrong. Whatever, you know what I mean. Just to be fully transparent, because in case it just resonates or provides an additional message, yeah, I've been feeling a little bit behind this week, a little bit challenging to get all three of this type of reading in. I mean, meaning that I'm doing multiple readings within one reading, and so it's Saturday late morning, so I feel like I'm getting this out a little later than I would like to. I would like to ideally get it out like first thing Saturday morning. So yeah, just feeling a little bit behind, and then having things kind of deter me. I've got a little pain that I was trying to do some exercises for, all the stuff. So I don't know if that's happening for you, and you know, if you're feeling like your plate is full and you're finding it difficult to squeeze everything in, know that you're not alone. And you know, I considered maybe not doing this particular reading, but I really love the Weekend Quick and Dirty two-carder. I feel like there's some good messages that have come from these and that are in store. So I decided to just go for it, even if it feels late or later than I'd like. I'm still going to just do it. I may omit the check-in, midweek check-in next week, the elemental midweek check-in, and see how that goes, just because, like I said, it feels like it's a little too much given my current obligations or things that I want to be spending my time on. So maybe that is another message for you, to really prioritize what you feel is most important. Not to say that these don't feel important to me, but you know, optimizing and doing a really good job of doing two, like a weekly and a weekend, might work better for everybody, right? So prioritizing in a way where you're optimizing your time, optimizing your offerings, your output, and making sure you give yourself enough time to devote to all of the different things that you want to devote time to. All right, for whatever that was worth. Like I said, we are going to do just quick readings for each sign of the zodiac. We are going to start with the chart of the day, and what I mean by that is right now, and this, not chart of the day, chart of the moment. The chart of the moment has Leo rising, so I'm going to start with Leo. I like to mix it up, you know, give everybody a chance to go first, and yeah. All right, let's go. I was about to tell you what deck I'm using, but I always mess up the name. I think it's the Spirit Animal Oracle. But I will get back. One of my goals is to actually include in the description the decks that I'm using, and even let you know what decks I'm using in the actual reading. So I'm a work in progress, people. Thanks for your patience. Thanks for being here with me today. Really appreciate you choosing to spend your time with me. All right, let's dive in. Leos, what do we have for you? What messages do we have this weekend for our Leos? I have an animal card that fell out when I was shuffling in the intro, but I haven't looked at it yet. Ah, we've got Grasshopper Spirit, Take a Leap of Faith, along with the Page of Wands. Well, that's a nice combination. We also have the Grasshopper is number 30, and that breaks down to a 3. So there are supports available to you, Leos. And basically, you're being encouraged to take a leap of faith and dive in or get started on some kind of creative project, creative endeavor, passion project, to get started moving in the direction of something that you feel inspired by, that you feel called to, pulled toward, right? The Page of Wands is holding that Ace of Wands, which is the gift of inspiration. And so the Page of Wands has a hold of that wand and is moving in that direction. So take a leap of faith on yourself and trust that you're being called to do something that is meant for you. And remember, you have support in doing so. All right, that's what I've got for you, Leo. Hope that's helpful. Virgos. Hello, Virgos. How are you doing? Hope you've been having a good week and that your weekend is starting off well. Let's see what messages we have for you this weekend. I'm going to do what I did with the Leos and not look at the oracle card until I have pulled your tarot card. What messages do we have for Virgos this weekend, please? Too many. Oh, well. Never mind. Virgos, maybe you're going to have some false start or something like I just did. Where you start to say something, you're like, oh no, this isn't the right time to say that. Interesting. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Ooh, so nice. I'm going to cover, well, I'll just use my fingers. YouTube doesn't like nudity, apparently. Okay, you've got Giraffe Spirit, number 29, See the Big Picture. And 29 breaks down to an 11, which is a portal, which is a doorway to a new experience, a doorway to something new, to a new chapter, to a new something or other, right? And so the first message I'm getting is that by kind of stepping back and getting kind of out of the details, which as a Virgo moon, I understand, Virgos, that you can, what am I trying to say? That you like to get into the details, right? And so you're being encouraged, though, to kind of step back from the details and see the bigger picture. And by doing so, it's actually going to open something up to you. And this something with the star here is going to be something that is related to some kind of dreams you have or wishes you have for yourself. It also, the star, in addition to speaking to our dreams and our wishes and having faith in those dreams and wishes and believing that what we want is possible, it's also a card that speaks to healing. So this could also speak to stepping back from the details, seeing the big picture in order to kind of walk through or open a door to healing, or some combination thereof. Depends on what's going on with you. Of course, this is a collective reading, so take what resonates with you. But that is what I have for you, Virgos. Hope that was helpful. I hope you have a great weekend. Libras. Hello, Libras. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend. Let's see what messages we have for you. I'm having a little, having to clear my throat. So perhaps you're trying to get something out. Use your voice, have a voice. Articulate something, communicate something. The message is taking its time. That might be another message for you. And actually, you might need to give yourself time to get to a place where you can communicate, articulate, speak your voice, speak your truth in a way that's going to be the most effective. So take the time you need, Libras. Oh, almost. There we go. Okay. I guess I'll tell you, since I'm seeing it, your animal card, and I'll show it to you in just a second, is Owl Spirit. You see clearly now. Number 43, which is a 7. I don't know a whole lot about the number 7. I mean, I think it can be lucky. And I know that some talk about it being a direct message from Spirit. Okay, now we see the 5 of Wands coming out with the, here, I'm going to put it this way, with the owl. So what I'm getting here is that you have an opportunity, or you actually are seeing clearly how either previous conflicts that you've faced, previous struggles, challenges, you can see how they are ultimately serving you and ultimately helping you by providing you with an opportunity to learn and to grow. The 5 of Wands, you know, it can be struggle, conflict, challenges, but it can also speak to training, right? And whenever we're learning something, we're going to face challenges, right? That's the whole thing, right? Like if you're not being challenged, then you're probably not learning a lot or as deeply as you could, right? So we are meant to face challenges in order to grow, to evolve, to learn, right? So what I'm getting here is that you are seeing more clearly, or you have the opportunity to actually see any challenges you might be facing, any so-called obstacles you might be facing in a new light, right? And approach them in a way where they're not roadblocks, they're not brick walls, but instead, or they're not like knocking you down, right? And making you feel like you can't get up again, but instead you're able to rise to the challenge, see the opportunity for learning and growth, and take advantage of that in a way that's going to help you move forward and progress. Okay, Libras, that's what I've got for you. Hope that was helpful. Have a great weekend. Whoa. Scorpios, how you doing? I wanted to say, how you doing? How you doing, Scorpios? Hope you're having a good weekend. Hope you've been having a good week. Let's see what messages we have for you. Too many. Although, I'm just going to allude to one that's, I think, a side message, which was the dove spirit, which is be peace, I think it is. Anyway, so that's just a side note. Okay, we've got Koala Spirit, number 35. Spirit has a plan. And 35 breaks down to an 8. And 8s can signify movement. So let's see what else we've got. For our Scorpios, what other message? There we go. Ooh, nice. The 9 of Pentacles. All right, well that's holding it for myself, but it feels better like this in the camera. So what I'm getting here is that Spirit has a plan to move you into this independent abundance, right? This, the 9 of Pentacles really speaks to self-sufficiency, abundance, and also realizing the realization that you have accomplished or achieved a lot. And it can speak to taking time to really reflect on all that you've done and all that you've accomplished to get where you are. And really provide yourself with that recognition, recognizing all that you've accomplished, and trusting that if you feel like, perhaps you feel like you're in a space right now where you're struggling, or where things are uncertain, or where you're not sure where you're going, or what's coming up next, right? You're being encouraged to really reflect on the fact that you've actually accomplished and achieved a lot, and really look around and take time to really acknowledge all that you have achieved. Because Spirit has a plan, and by you really recognizing all that you've achieved and seeing all that you've built, all that you've created, all that you've been able to do, that is only going to fuel and contribute to Spirit's plan for you, which I think is a plan for success. So trust in Spirit, trust in yourself, and really give yourself credit for all that you've done, all that you've achieved. And that's only going to help you. And it's also going to help you move out of fear and into a place where you feel more stability, more security, more comfort, because you can actually see like, oh, I've been through challenges before, and look what I was able to do, right? By really taking an honest look at your past and all that you've been able to achieve, especially during times of challenges, it's going to help you feel more at peace. Ooh, the dove, there's the dove. As this plan is, what am I trying to say? Evolving or developing or coming to fruition. And the 8, I'm just really being drawn to that 35, that 8, right? Spirit is helping you move in the direction that's gonna be the right one for you. So trust in that, trust in yourself. All right, Scorpios, that's what I've got for you. Hope that was helpful. Sagittarius. I don't know why I wanted to say Sagittarius. Are there some Irish Saggies out there tuning in? If so, hello. Yeah. Maybe you're feeling a little silly, a little goofy, as I am, Saggies. Let's see what messages we have for you this weekend. Okay, Swan Spirit, number 60, time for a deep dive. 6D breaks down to a 6, which to me signifies balance. Let's see what else we've got. Ooh, nice. 10 of Cups, emotional fulfillment. All right, well, I feel like the message is pretty straightforward, Saggies. You're being encouraged to take a deep dive, and by doing so, right, by really kind of looking at the deeper meanings behind things, going to the root of different things that might be coming up, doing that deep emotional healing, processing, but also kind of going deep for deeper understanding. All of these things, or maybe one or more of them, are going to lead to emotional fulfillment. And so that is really what's needed to move towards emotional fulfillment, is going inward, going deep, to develop a deeper understanding of whatever situation you're looking at or facing right now. Yeah, pretty straightforward. That's what I've got for you, Saggies. I hope that was helpful. Have a great weekend. Capricorn. Hello, Cappies. How are we doing? Hope you've been having a good week and that you're having a good weekend. Let's see what messages we've got for you. What messages do we have for Capricorns? Okay. I'm going to keep it face down since it came out face down until we get our tarot card. That might be a message too, kind of not needing to know everything right away, being okay with the unknown. That resonates for me. I'm a Capricorn sun. It's one of the hardest things, I feel like. And yet it's not at the same time, right? Depends. It kind of depends on what it is. All right, let's see what tarot card we've got. Ooh, okay. All right. Okay, Cappies. I'm forgetting who else got I can never remember from sign to sign who got what. Somebody else got the owl spirit as well. Maybe it was Libra. Anywho, and then that's a fellow cardinal sign. So we've got owl spirit, number 43. You see clearly now. Number 43 is a 7. And as I mentioned in the other, I think it was the Libra reading, whoever else got the owl. I don't know a whole lot about the number 7. I guess I should bone up on the number 7. Maybe that's a message. There's something to kind of get a little bit more information about. But when I think of 7s, I think of luck, good luck. And then I also think, I've heard people talk about the 7 being as a direct message from spirit. And I don't know about you all, but sorry, I'm noticing somebody walking a dog outside. And I don't know if there's a message there for you, but anyway, maybe it's time to get a dog. I don't know what I'm saying. And maybe you feel that way too, Cappy, sometimes, that sometimes you don't know what you're saying. I've been experiencing that the last 24 hours. So that's pretty funny. Anyway, the devil is actually the Capricorn card. I know sometimes it doesn't feel fair that why do we get the devil? But when the devil shows up in a Capricorn reading, it could speak to like being in your truth and being in your power, right? Like it's a major arcana and it's the Capricorn major arcana. So you could be seeing clearly how you are being in your truth and being in your power, or how to go about doing so. I think another message here is seeing clearly, like the devil can speak to unhealthy attachments and the need to free ourselves from unhealthy attachments in order to really progress and grow and evolve. And so another message I'm getting here is that you can be seeing clearly something in your life that is or has been operating as an unhealthy attachment. This could be a belief, it could be a behavior, it could be a thought, it could be an activity, an addiction. I mean, the list is endless, really. So, apply it to your life and what resonates for you. But, I think this weekend you could be having more clarity about something that maybe was even hidden from you, or maybe you just you haven't been focusing your attention on, and you're seeing, maybe this is something I want to change. Maybe this is something that isn't really helping me. Maybe this is something that I've been doing, or I've been believing, or I've been operating in this way because for whatever reason, right? And now I'm seeing like, maybe it might be a good idea to kind of let go of that a little bit and see what happens and see how to shift that and see where it takes me. All right, Capricorns, that's the message I've got for you. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a great weekend. Whoa. Aquarius. How we doing, Aquarius? I just, as I was saying Aquarius, I was thinking about how Pluto is in your sign. And, I mean, wherever Aquarius is in your chart, it's in, all of us have an Aquarius house, so we're all going to be affected by it. But as a Capricorn sun who had Pluto in my sun sign, it was pretty intense. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you're finding ways to navigate Pluto in your sun sign if you are an Aquarius sun. I would think it might also be pretty pivotal if you're an Aquarius rising. Anyway, feel free to add a comment about how it's been impacting you. I mean, we are at the beginning of Pluto in Aquarius, and it's just gone retrograde, so we're kind of going back over those beginning degrees. So got some time. It's going to be there for I think it's 20 years. Ooh, and I just felt some pain, which isn't a new pain. I've been feeling this pain all day. But I hope you're not feeling any pain, Aquarius. And if you are, I hope you can see what's beneath the pain so that you see it as an opportunity to make any needed changes or, address whatever the pain is speaking to, physically, emotionally, mentally. All right. And the first card we get here, our oracle card, our animal card, is Parrot Spirit, number 45, watch your words. So, really important to understand the significance of the words you choose to use, both within your mind as well as what you speak, the words you speak. Because, there's a reason that that the letters of a word are, we refer to that as spelling, because words are truly magic. And it's important to know that words have a lot of power. So, watch your words, use those words wisely and intentionally. That's what I'm hearing. Also, 45 breaks down to a 9. So you may be at the end of some kind of chapter in your life here. And as you are approaching the end, and there's that pain again. Wow, I have not felt that pain since I started doing the reading, and it's coming up a lot here during your reading, Aquarius. So pay attention to those pain points, because it actually might reflect some words you're using. Okay, your card is on the floor. Hold on. I don't know what that means. Your card is on the floor. Your card is on the floor. Anyway, maybe that has some resonance for you. Okay, so in addition to Parrot Spirit, number 45, watch your words, you got the 5 of Cups, Mars and Scorpio, which is a card of, kind of the name often used with this card is disappointment. But really, the card it's not so much about just being in a place of disappointment. What it is it's encouraging you to not focus so intently on disappointments, on betrayals, on regrets, on the fallen cups, right? Right behind this person are 2 cups standing, and the 2 of Cups in the tarot is love. It can be love with another, and it speaks to healthy, symbiotic, balanced love. It can also be love of oneself and kind of, the dark and light of ourselves, loving all parts of ourselves. And by turning around and shifting your perspective away from what's been disappointing, or, etc., fill in the blank. And looking instead towards love and loving yourself, or, your love for something or someone. By looking in that direction, by focusing on that, it actually leads you to this bridge, right? The bridge is also in that direction, and that's a bridge to something new, to some new place, to some new experience. Okay? So, watch your words. Know that you are maybe at the end of a cycle that's maybe been disappointing or painful, or, created some negative emotions for you. And really get into your heart space and really, start with yourself, right? If you're solo or single, or, feeling like more alone or in solitude, then focus on loving yourself, right? And showing yourself that love and filling your cup and taking care of yourself and seeing your worth and all of those things. If you have somebody in your life that you love, rely on that support, that person, turn to that person for some love and support, and show that person some love and support. Also, I'm hearing, like I said earlier, like it can be something that you love, right? If there's something that you're feeling great love for, focus on that, right? That could be an animal, that could be an activity, that could be a hobby, that could be a project, that could be a life path. Whatever it is for you, fill in the blank. Whatever resonates for you, apply this to your life. But yeah, that's what you're being encouraged to do, is really, and I'm also hearing, like, in terms of watching your words, be kind to yourself, be compassionate with yourself, be gentle with yourself. And by doing that with yourself, it makes it easier to do that with others as well. So that's another message here for you, Aquarius. All right, hang in there. You got this. Hope you have a great weekend. And I hope that was helpful. Pisces. How you doing, Pisces? It's funny here. This is the second water sign I'm doing. And again, I wanted to say, how you doing? I don't know what that's about. Water signs. Maybe you're watching some Friends this weekend. Or maybe you're feeling randy. I don't know. Okay, let's see what messages we have for you, Pisces. Got Coyote Spirit, number 16. Trust in divine detours. Here's another 7, itchy nose. So something, some luck in the cards here. And possibly a direct message from Spirit. Maybe you're going to maybe this detour is a direct message from Spirit, moving you in a new direction, helping redirect you towards something greater for you, better for you, best for you, good for you, fun for you, joyful for you. Let's see what else we've got. Okay, and then we've got the Empress, beautiful. I'm also really noticing and drawn to the feathers adorning this coyote. So perhaps the message will come with finding a feather or finding feathers. So if you find any feathers, really pay attention to what's going on in that moment. What's going on in your head, what's going on around you, because that could be your direct message from Spirit right there. And whatever detours you may be, experiencing, they're leading to abundance. They're leading to a place of receptivity and abundance. Or, the other thing I'm hearing, I think they're leading to a place of abundance, but I think also, you're being encouraged to be open to receiving these messages, to receiving this guidance that's going to be leading you. Perhaps, it may feel like a detour, but it's really leading you to a path that's meant for you, that's right for you, and that's leading you to having all that you want. Because the Empress is the epitome of abundance. She has all that she desires, and she doesn't have to do too much to get it, right? She's sitting down, she's comfortable. What she has to do is be open to receiving all that is meant for her, as well as being nurturing and loving and kind and really embodying the divine feminine. She's represented by Venus, which is also the divine feminine, and Venus is all about love and relationships, and it can be a relationship with yourself too, so it doesn't necessarily have to be with others. It could be with animals, it could be with spirit, with nature. But yeah, trust that you're being guided. Open yourself to receive the messages. If you find feathers, that may be your little breadcrumbs to really tune into what's going on when you find feathers, because that's some kind of message from spirit here, guiding you to receive all that you want. Beautiful. All right, Pisces, that's what I've got for you. Hope that was helpful. Hope you have a great weekend. Aries. How you doing, Aries? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good week and a good weekend. Let's see what messages we have for you. Whale spirit. Trust the great mystery. It's one of my favorite cards. I love whales since I was a kid. And I wonder if that's a message. What have you loved since you were a kid? Or when you were a kid? What was something that you really loved? Maybe you're being called to kind of tap into that love for something that you loved as a child. It's 65, which is breaks down to an 11, a portal. So by tapping into something that you loved as a child, that actually might be a portal to some kind of new and exciting experience or chapter. Like it. Okay, let's see what tarot card we have to go along with our whale. Interesting. Got the 8 of Pentacles. So just building on that message that I was starting to share, what I'm getting here is that by tapping into something that you loved as a kid and, remembering what you loved about it and, thinking about, just tapping into that love for something that you had as a kid, right? It's going to open this portal. If you step through it, it's going to offer you something that you want to devote your time and energy and resources to. There's something from that you loved as a kid that wants to be revisited, that wants to that never really was gone, but maybe you've kind of forgotten about it for a while, and it's calling you, right? Trust the great mystery. There is something calling to you that wants your attention, that wants your devotion and your commitment, that wants you to be working on it and building something that you are really going to be thrilled about. So it's a bit mysterious. So trust in that mystery, and trust that by just kind of tapping into and revisiting your childhood and thinking about what were the things that I loved that really lit me up, and you know, see if there's something there where you're like, huh, I would like to actually kind of spend some time on this. I would like to, you know, be moving in this direction, be building this, be creating this. That's pretty exciting, Aries. Okay, I hope that was helpful. I hope you have a great weekend. I'm so curious to hear what this mysterious love is. So feel free to drop it in the comments if you're so inclined, Aries. Would love to hear about it. Okay, Taurus. Taur babes, how are you doing? How does it feel to have Uranus move out of your sign? I am a Taurus rising, and I feel like I've noticed a shift. I feel like I've had a lot of surprises and shocks, maybe a lot of innovation over the last 8 years. But yeah, I'm kind of ready to have a little bit more calm, ease, stability, less change, maybe. I don't know about you. How are you feeling about that? Okay, let's see what messages we've got for you this weekend, Taurus. Two keep wanting to come out. I wonder what message that is. Something about pairs. And now I'm like, it could be pairs in terms of two of something, or maybe you're gardening. Maybe you're planting a pear tree. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're starting with Mouse Spirit. Tend to the small things. Number 40. 40 breaks down to a 4, and that is that speaks to stability. So it's important to attend to the details, tend to the small things, make sure you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, because that's going to help create more stability for you. Whoa, lots of cards here. Right, everything is wanting to come out in multiples. I don't, there might be a message in that for you. What I'm getting is maybe that's a little confusing. Maybe you've got a lot of things kind of happening all at once, right? And it's kind of hard to focus on the details. So, you know, take one thing at a time and one step at a time. And that's going to help you make sure that you're attending to all of the things that you need. Like, I'm thinking about when I was buying this condo. And there's just like so many different things you got to be juggling and doing. And so it really helped me to make a list, a checklist, and make sure like anytime something new came up that I had to do, you know, add it to the list so that you're not missing anything that is important, right? So, I mean, that doesn't mean, maybe you're going through that right now and that resonates, or, you know, maybe it's something else, but find a way to see through the disarray or the clutter, and so that you can tackle one thing at a time and really get everything done that you need to. And I'm getting that pain again that I got with the Aquarius reading, which isn't specific to Aquarius, or I have a part of my body that's causing me a little pain currently, but I did some exercises before the reading and I've been feeling relief, but the pain came up during Aquarius's reading, which maybe you want to watch the Aquarius reading. Maybe that's going to resonate for you also. And now it's coming up for me, or it did come up a second ago. So again, I think by attending to the details, making sure that you're not missing anything, finding a way to get yourself organized so that you have all of the things you need to do clearly in mind and the timeline and everything, it's going to avoid any pain and avoid you from I can't even speak. And maybe there's another message. Maybe I Anyway, what I'm trying to say is it might help you avoid feeling any pain by making sure to do that. Okay, let's get a tarot card. And also, I feel like I'm kind of belaboring the point. So, try not to belabor anything. Try not to spend more time than you need on any one thing so that you have enough time to attend to everything you need to. All right, because things are moving fast. You got the Chariot here. Okay, so the Chariot speaks to forward movement, and but oftentimes things are kind of moving fast. There can be, oftentimes, I mean, not in this particular depiction, but oftentimes the Chariot speaks to the need to stay focused despite various distractions that might be trying to steer you off course, or just coming into play that could potentially steer you off course. So it's important to stay focused. It's important to tend to the small things. Make sure you're getting yourself organized in the way that helps you so that you can attend to all of the details that you need to attend to. And you can focus on what needs to get done when, what you need to do when, so that you can stay on track, so that you can stay on your path to success. Yeah. And that's gonna lead you to more stability. Yeah, that's what I've got for you, Taurus. I hope that was helpful. Have a great weekend. Gemini. What messages do we have for our Geminis? I wanted to say our Gemini friends. All of you are our friends here. This is a community of friends. Even though I don't know you personally, but I consider all who show up here as friends. But I don't know why that chose to come out for the Gemini reading. So maybe something having to do with friends this weekend. Okay, well, Gemini, because you are the sign of twins, you get 2 cards. I'm just going to allow it. I'm going to allow it because they both came out, and I was going to grab one, and then there was one right underneath it. So I feel like both messages are pertinent for you. So you got a little extra here, Gemini. And it's interesting, there's a progression here. You've got Bobcat Spirit, Life is a Mystery, number 8, and that was actually the hidden card. And the first card was number 9, Brown Bear Spirit, Take Time Out. So even though, usually 8 comes before 9, I feel like the messages came out in the order that is applicable. And so you're being called to take time out, to rest, especially with a 9, you're kind of at the end of something, right? It speaks to the end of a cycle, an end of a chapter, an end of a phase, an end of an experience, end of something. And so it's time to rest. It's really important actually to take time out between things, if I can speak. When you're ending something and starting something new, it always helps to kind of take a break. Like if you're ending one job and starting a new job, if there's any way, I know it's not always possible, to kind of take a break, take a vacation, take a staycation, just have some time off so that you can really just kind of close out the old and get yourself ready for the new, kind of recalibrate. That is going to be, that always, is helpful. I mean, I say always. I think it's a helpful way to do things. So you're being encouraged to take time out. And as you're taking time out, there's a need to trust in what's happening in your life and where you're being guided. And even though you may not know the path forward, or there may be some unknowns for you. I don't know why I'm saying it that way. You're being asked to trust because life is a mystery. We can't always know everything. That doesn't mean that there's danger, right? That doesn't mean that you need to be afraid. That doesn't mean that it needs to be scary, right? It can be exciting. And eights speak to movement. So life is moving you in some mysterious direction, but you're being called to trust. And by resting, that also can speak to kind of quieting your mind, you know, not getting too caught up in anything, any fearful thoughts or anxieties or anything. Okay, Gemini, let's see what tarot card we have for you. There we go. Okay. We have another 8 here. So here are the first 2 cards, the oracle cards. Oh, and there's that pain again. And I'm trying to ignore it. So there could be, you know, things coming up that especially, you know, when we're taking time out. I mean, let's just continue that example. Like, let's say you got laid off from a job, or you felt the need to leave a job, but you don't have another job lined up yet, right? So that can lead to fear, you know, scarcity mentality, like, what am I going to do? Am I going to run out of money? You know, just a lot of fears and anxieties, right? Which are types of pain, I feel like, right? So you're being called to ignore the pain, to not really dive into the pain, but rather to go into a place of quiet, of calm, meditation, go out into nature, perhaps, get in tune and in touch with nature, and just take that time out. Give yourself time to rest. See it as an opportunity to rest, and to rest not only your body, but your mind, right? And trust that life is a mystery that is always working for you. It's going to move you in the direction that is best for you, as long as you allow yourself to be guided and to be moved. You also have the 8 of Cups here. And the 8 of Cups speaks to leaving something behind, right? It speaks to leaving behind even something that maybe you loved, right? But you're leaving it behind because there's something greater for you out there. There's something calling to you, and it's leading you to the 9 of Cups, which is wish fulfillment. So trust that it is time to be doing this, to be leaving something behind, closing something out, letting go of something, at least for now, so that you can go out and explore something new, something greater, something that's going to move you in some kind of mysterious way right now. Maybe it's a mystery right now, but it's going to lead you to wish fulfillment. Okay, that is what I've got for you, Gemini. I hope that was helpful. Hope you have a great weekend. Okay, last but not least, we have Cancer. How are you doing, Cancer? Okay, 2 men. That was a little side message. I will give you that. The Bobcat Spirit number 8, Life is a Mystery, came out. So there may be some mysterious things going on right now, or some things that you don't know or understand fully, or there may be some unknowns, some mysteries. Okay. I'm forgetting who else got this card. Somebody else got this card. Who was it? I can't remember. It's amazing. It hasn't been that long, but I mean, I guess it's just too much. Or I'm just in the zone when I do it, so I remember that it came up, but I don't remember who it came up for. And I don't know if that's a message, like not remembering something, trying to remember something. All right. Oh, and that's interesting. Okay. So Cancers, we've got the moon, which is your ruler in astrology. You are ruled by the moon. So that's interesting. But let's start with the oracle card. We've got Coyote Spirit, number 16, trust in divine detours, right? And I was just speaking to that life is a mystery, and maybe there's something mysterious happening or some kind of unknowns happening. So it sounds like maybe you're being led in a divine, you're being led somewhere that feels like it's off path, it's off track, or something's happening where it feels like it's taking you off track. But in reality, it's actually divinely guided. And it is spirit, the universe, God, whatever you ascribe to, leading you in a new way that is really meant for you, right? A divine detour is redirection so that you can actually get on track for what is for you, okay? So perhaps you thought you were on some kind of path that was for you, and now you're being redirected. Or you know, this can take so many different forms. Here's one example, but it can really be anything. But as an example, you know, you could be in a relationship that ended, right? Or, you know, or you could be, well, here, now I'm coming up with multiple examples. So somebody could have broken up with you, or, you know, maybe you went on a date and it didn't go anywhere, or you could have applied for a job and gotten a rejection. And really, you know, my point here is that rejection is protection, ultimately, right? And it's redirection. And so in some way, shape, or form, you are being redirected by spirit. So trust in that, right? Trust in that. Don't take it personally, or try not to, you know, I know that's easier said than done. Try not to take it personally. Try not to see it as something that's knocking you down or, you know, negative, but rather see it as a positive thing. See it as like, okay, I'm just going to trust that this is happening for a reason, and it's taking me where I'm supposed to be going. And this other thing that I thought maybe I wanted, or that was going to be a good direction for me, a good path, a good relationship, etc., ultimately is not right for me, or at least it's not right for me right now. Okay. And so, you know, that the moon really speaks to the need to trust your intuition, to trust in the guidance that you're receiving, and to really not allow yourself, or not get caught up in fear of the unknown, because the moon can speak to the unknown, right? And kind of not seeing the path clearly before you. And that can be scary, you know, change can be scary. When we're moving in a direction, we don't really know where we're going, what we're doing, why we're doing it, or what's happening. That can be scary. So, so you're just being reminded that it's all okay. You're okay. You're fine. And really, you're being moved in a direction that is meant for you, that is right for you. All you need to do is trust in spirit, to trust in your intuition and the messages that you're receiving, to trust where you're being guided. The other thing about the moon, you see the two dogs. You see one that's more domestic, and then you see one that's more wild. And so the moon also speaks to choosing between your authentic self and your dutiful self, right? So you're being called to be loyal to yourself and who you really are. And whatever direction you're being led to or in is actually the one that's more true to you, and then the one that's going to allow you to be more of your authentic self. Okay. That's what I've got for you, Cancer. I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a great weekend. All right. those are all of our messages for this weekend. I hope you found them helpful. I don't know if you watched one or more, but whatever you watched, whatever you tuned into, I hope it provided you with some guidance, some support, some encouragement, some light, some love, because that is my intention here. So with that, thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time with me. I'm sending you so much love. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and take good care. I will see you next time. I'll be back I'll be back on Monday. That much I know. I'll be back on Monday with the weekly readings for each sign, a little bit longer than these quick and dirties here. And then I will post, I'll make a posting of what I decide to do for the rest of the week. But right now I'm thinking that I might just do the weekly and then the weekend reading, and not do the elemental check-in. But we shall see. Stay tuned. All right. Take good care. I'll see ya when I see ya. Bye.